Hello friends. The 860th day of the war between Russia and Ukraine continues. Today, the information from the Kharkiv direction that I spoke about in yesterday's video is confirmed. Thus, in the Svatove section east of Stelmakhivka, the enemy managed to gain a foothold along the southern forest belt to a depth of 1.65 kilometers. In general, the intensity of military actions in the Stelmakhivka area remains high. Russian troops are attempting to advance both along the ravine to the south and along the forest belt parallel to the village in the northern direction. In the Lyman section east of Makiivka, Russian troops advanced along two forest belts in the direction of the village to a depth of 1.55 kilometers. As in the case of Stelmakhivka, the enemy's activity has increased here. In the Bakhmutsky section in Chasiv Yar, the enemy occupied multi-story buildings in the western part of the Kanal microdistrict, as evidenced by footage from an enemy drone. In the Avdiivka section, according to the Ukrainian resource Deep State, the Russians advanced near Yevhenivka and Nevelske. Meanwhile, Ukrainian military personnel say that Russian troops are increasing pressure in the Zaporizhzhia region. Compared to May and early June, the Russians have become more active. Before that, there was a certain lull. It was clear to everyone that they were preparing for something more serious, and now, obviously, it is happening. Perhaps this is the initial phase of their offensive, which has been talked about for a long time. It is difficult to say yet, said Yaroslav Gailas, press officer of the 128th Separate Mountain Assault Brigade. At the same time, the reports of the Ukrainian General Staff say nothing about the activation in the Melitopol area. Yesterday, the United States commented on the information that North Korean engineering troops will soon arrive at the front in Ukraine, which was previously reported by the media. Let me remind you that on June 26, German observer Jürgen Noddat reported that Kim Jong-un would help Putin by sending engineering units of the Army of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea to the war in Ukraine. According to him, the Central Military Commission of North Korea announced that it would join forces with the Russian military. Pentagon spokeswoman Sabrina Singh said yesterday that she had nothing to say about this. We certainly know that North Korea supports Russia's efforts in Ukraine, providing it with various military support, but I have no information about specific troops that are currently being sent to Russia, said spokeswoman Sabrina Singh. However, Ukrainian experts believe that the likelihood of North Korean soldiers arriving in Ukraine on the Russian side is high. Moreover, they can help Russia overcome the deadlock of the war. This opinion was expressed by Ukrainian economist Kushch. According to him, the North Korean military has long been able to build underground fortifications and dig tunnels. And they will be able to dig under Ukrainian positions. He recalled that the Russian breakthrough near Avdiivka and Toretsk occurred, among other things, as a result of the use of underground tunnels. Moreover, in the second case, as reported, they were dug specifically for these purposes. That is, a new war technology is being developed to protect against drone and artillery strikes, digging, going to the rear, capturing positions, digging in, and who can dig better than the Koreans, writes Kushch. He recalls that the construction of underground facilities and communications was one of North Korea's key skills during the Korean War. To protect itself from U.S. airstrikes, North Korea moved military warehouses, small-caliber guns, and barracks underground. It also built a 500-kilometer system of passages between them. Now, Kushch writes, North Korea's military doctrine provides for the construction of the maximum possible number of underground structures in case of war with the Americans. In this case, underground tactics can be used for a creeping offensive and breaking through a complex echelon defense, and also to minimize losses from drone and artillery strikes, plus minimizing losses of armored vehicles, the economist writes. I wouldn't be surprised if the underground war strategy was approved during Putin's visit to North Korea. Perhaps it was proposed by the North Koreans themselves, Kushch believes. The main problem of the Ukrainian Armed Forces is the lack of motivated servicemen. This was stated by Commander-in-Chief Sieski following his trip to the Eastern Front. Currently, the main problematic issue for commanders of any level is the staffing of units and subdivisions with motivated, well-trained servicemen, Sieski wrote. At the same time, Secretary of the Rada Defense Committee Kostenko said today that 200,000 people will be mobilized by the end of the year if mobilization continues at the current pace. According to him, such mobilization will allow the Ukrainian Armed Forces to staff units to a level they have never been at before. Friends, this channel exists solely thanks to your support. If you have the opportunity and desire to support the channel, I will be very grateful to you. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.